Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News, Axis Rotation. However the flip, you know me on these interwebs, and I am back with my host, who never does the most, the GOAT, Dimsii.
Yo, so Legends, Dimsii here, and no Faze came tonight. I decided that you Legends had enough of my beautiful face. So, anyways,
Hey, that boy sounded like me. Let's go. I started a wave.
so yeah, you'll just see my logo right here. But anyways, if you don't shut the hell up, phone. Anyways, we're gonna go on to the Battle of LA slash the Battle of France right
Yes.
here because these two, they have French players, Hydra and Lens. And
Yes.
then, it's LA. LA Gorillas mates. It's actually, it looks surprisingly cool. Okay, the logo is a bit weird, but whatever. Anyways,
I'm a big
I'm gonna,
fan of how much support this team has, to be honest.
right? And also 3-1 Thieves. I'm going with that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shout. Just a couple quick notes on the Gentlemates. Linz was their best player. He had a 1.5 overall in all their series so far. And then Hydra, the other French phenom on the other side, he has a 1.21 overall with a 1.27 in respawn. So it should be a bloodbath on the LA Thieves side. Because if you're thinking about who LA Thieves recently played, they of course played two of what most people consider to be top four teams in C9 and Faze, and they manhandled both where it mattered in the respawns. So I will say a 3-0 in favor of LA Thieves. I feel like they just have the edge everywhere, and they have the mental edge.
Valid. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyways, next match, Cloud9 New York versus the Minnesota Rokkr.
Yeah, that's all you, buddy. That's your team.
Hell yeah. I got 2 pieces of merch from them today. From
Nice.
Cloud9. I'll put them on the screen. But
Cloud9 merch is
anyways,
nice. It's very nice.
it's fire.
They've always got
Anyways,
merch.
C932.
You're gonna say 3-2 C9? Yeah, that's a fair shout.
Here's the thing. I feel this team needs to find its footing, and I don't like to judge the last performance because of the Wi-Fi issues they have. I mean, it doesn't make sense why they moved to California, but whatever. But overall, this team has to find their footing in these modes, and I feel like they do it this weekend on Friday and Sunday. But I digress.
I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I completely disagree. I think that people playing from LA in Call of Duty has been a problem for close to 10 years at this point. I mean, hell, that's literally why the Infinite Warfare season online for Optic was chalked, because Scump was playing from California. World War II. I'm sorry, World War II. It's literally what broke up the Optic dynasty, playing from Cali. So it breaks teams down, and I think the Minnesota Rokkr walked away with a 3-1 here, because looking at the stats, Mac had a .91 and a .9 overall, and he was the best player on New York. So to me, that screams that there isn't really an issue with this team. There's something bigger going on, which is the connection, and I think that will continue to be an issue when they play teams that are based in Texas, which I'm pretty sure Minnesota is, because they're paying like 160 or something.
I thought they were playing from Minnesota.
I thought Rokkr was playing from Texas. I feel like they announced they're playing from Texas.
Well, either way, we'll see what happens. I hope C9 gets their first win because I don't want to say it's glim, but from the looks of it, it's not great. No.
Yeah, I mean, the online thing for you guys, like, we've seen it in Cold War. Like, remember LA Thieves in Cold War, how they got absolutely tossed playing online and they couldn't do anything because they'd be lagging so bad? It's giving those vibes. So, since we've seen this a few times, I'm just going to keep fading C9 until they prove me wrong. But we play enough COD to know that when you're playing, like, online with lag, like, especially against good players, you're going to get pissed on. Like, it's not an indictment of these guys. When they get to LAN, I'm sure they'll be disgusting and they'll look like a top 4 team. But
yeah, I'm like COD needs to die. Sorry for the language.
No, I mean, Slasher was just talking about how they played at Grand Finals and literally got costed by online ping issues years ago in Modern Warfare. So, yeah, it could get worse, but it's definitely bad. Our next series, Boston versus Miami. This is actually a really good one. Excuse me, sorry for the little baby burp. But Miami's currently 1-1. I mean, both of these guys, I believe they both... Who did they lose to? So, Boston lost to LAT. I'm sorry. Boston lost to Minnesota, and they beat Optic. And then Miami, they beat up on Vegas, and then they lost to Surge in a close Game 5 Round 11. So, both these guys lost Round 11s when you get down to it. I don't know, man. I feel like this is going to be a 3-2 in favor of the Miami Heretics. I'm a believer, man. I'm a believer. The December Miami
Uh,
Heretics are disgusting, at
Yeah,
least the last 2
I
years.
believe in my amigos because you let you know I'm Hispanic, so I'm gonna rock with them.
Yeah,
Miami Heretics 3-1. Actually 3-2.
I
3-2.
only fade them once a week. I can't fade them twice in a week. Last week
Nah,
I
it's
faded
insane.
them in the Seattle series, and that actually, I'm sorry, the Vancouver series, and that actually turned out well for me because if you
Mhm.
remember, I was originally going to pick Miami, and then I just said I have a feeling, and it ended up being around 11. So I definitely like made the right call with that little feeling I got.
Mm.
But this time I got a feeling Miami wins. So vamos.
All right, valid, valid. And going on to the last match of the day,
Mhm,
Optic
mhm.
Texas versus the Vancouver Surge. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. I do feel bad for whatever's happening with Pred. I'm not gonna get into it for reasons that'll vary. And I'm not hating for those that are gonna say, "Oh, Dimsey's hating." No, I
We
generally do
just don't
feel
get in the
bad.
controversy, honestly. It's
Yeah, and my hatred's been going a little bit down over the years, over the last few months.
hey, that's good. We call that growing up.
Optic 3-1.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, even with Huke, they'll probably improve. The chemistry might be off, but yeah, Optic 3-1. 3-1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Surge, they definitely proved to me that they're a very solid team. I'm going to say 3-2 just because Surge, they had a really difficult schedule last week. They, of course, play Miami and Toronto. They pushed both to a game 5. Both are really good teams. And I don't see that changing this week, especially with Huke coming into the fold for Pred. Now, I know there's a good chance that they come out and absolutely fry these guys because their strongest player had a 1.1 overall, which is a 4. Abuza, I believe, is sitting on. Let me see in my notes. Lowest KD on the team, he has a .88. Yeah, lowest KD on the team, he's the superstar. If Abuza doesn't step it up, this will be a 3-0 for Optic. But if he does, it'll be a game 5, and Surge might take it. I'll let you get
All
into
right,
the next
valid.
one.
Valid. So, anyway, going on to Saturday, the Vegas Falcons versus the Toronto Ultra. Chris's favorite team here, the Vegas Falcons.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that. I went on a whole
Um,
monologue about it in my last video.
my bad, my bad.
You're good. New ownership. You know it is.
Ultra 3-1. And I do have to say right now, I respect the Falcons for investing into the scene, despite the criticism.
Try to give him a shot. You gotta respect that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the whole sports washing BS, and we're not doing that here. So, but yeah, I do respect the Vegas Falcons for even being here. There's so much diversity. I can actually love it a lot. But Toronto Ultra 3-1, I don't really have an explanation. Just seems like the Falcons are just, I don't know. I don't. I feel like they might have another. They might have 2 L this weekend. 4-0, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 4-0.
I mean, there isn't a single series that they play this weekend where they're below 2,000.
Yeah, and they're not losing a phase either. 'Cause that would not make sense if I picked Vegas against phase. But
Yeah, I mean, Vegas is minus 5,000. I'm sorry, FaZe is minus 5,000 against Vegas. There's,
damn, bro.
yeah, Toronto's
Shit.
minus 2,000 against them, which is like
Insane.
an undersell considering Toronto beat the dog shit out of FaZe.
God damn.
But to say my piece on this series, I'm going to say a 3-0 for the Toronto Ultra. Kleenex has been on another level. Like in the 2 series they played, he had a 1.13 overall, playing 2 of the better teams in the game, of course, Atlanta FaZe and the Vancouver Surge. So I feel like they have absolutely no chance in this series, respectfully. Kleenex and Joe Deceives, that sub duo has been disgusting, and then Beans has just been takeover so many times. I just don't see where they come up for air. So 3-0.
DoorDash. All right. Next matchup. The Optic Texas versus LA Gorillas mates. I'm just gonna say LA mates. Fuck, screw it. Optic 3-1, same as their last match.
Yeah, that's pretty respectable. Optic 3-1 I think is very fair. I'll say 3-1 just because with the Huke adjustment period, I think they're going to be losing some maps. But I think they're still going to be frying. I think Optic will be frying, but they have to get comfortable. The honeymoon phase can only take you but so far. The S&Ds and other things that these teams that have been playing since day one, they're going to be a little bit more comfortable for those guys. But, you know, you can always take them. Yeah, I mean, honestly, LAG is, let's see, they are plus 350 against Optic.
Were
So
you?
odds
Never mind.
are notes. I took notes on everything. I took notes on best player, best maps, betting odds, strongest mode, weakest mode, record. That's why I was taking so long. I have very thorough notes.
Valid.
It's that Emory education. They taught us that the devil lives in the details, and so does God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I was a data science kid, so this is right up my alley. But anyways, 3-1 Optic is what I'm gonna say, just to wrap that up. And what do you know? I get to draw for and skip because my team is up next. Atlanta Faze taking on the Little Bro Royal Ravens. We're going Raven hunting once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say that Slasher is going to try to get his revenge and come up so short just because Reese Vivid is not him, and TJ Halley is going to be worried about what the fuck is on the crumble cookie menu this month. So,
Oh my God. Okay, Sid the science kid. Okay.
I had to go full heel on that. So, yeah,
Bruh.
3-1 Phase. I know the crowd's booing, but you guys still live in Minnesota or whatever Ake said. So,
I'm going
there we
back to
go.
LA. They got to
Full
stay
heel
in
turn.
Minnesota. I'm
What do
not
you
Yeah,
too
think?
worried about
you're
it.
not the Baltimore kind. So yeah, the Ravens are losing. 3-1, 1-3. 3-1 Phase.
Okay. I'll let you take the next one.
They're literally the same thing. Boston 3-2.
Wait.
I'm gonna.
No, they played Minnesota. I'm like, wait, didn't they play last week? But I keep feeling like Boston played Vancouver. Dude, this is a crazy series to predict because Vancouver's slang has not been that good, but Boston's slang has low-key been very solid. But I don't know how good Boston is, honestly. You know, they lost to the Minnesota Rokkr in that game 11, so that says to me that they're a pretty good team. But the thing that makes it even more challenging is that the Vancouver Surge went to Game 5, Round 11 in both series that they played. So, 1 Game 5, Round 11, 1-1 versus 1 Game 5, Round 11, and one pretty good win over Optic. I'm going to back the Vancouver boys here. I like their objective play. I think Hixie is a big difference maker. And I think against some of these lower rung teams, his difference making and his improved slaying, it has to be said. Hixie's a slayer now. Did you watch him play in the Surge series? There were multiple maps where he dropped like damn near 40 kills, and this dude's a slayer.
I think I've seen him actually.
Like, remember how Hixie like couldn't get kills when he played for Ultra? No, that's not who he is anymore. He's a totally different player. And I was very happy to see that. I love that
That's
evolution.
good.
Nothing
Anyway.
better than seeing players evolve like that. So,
Yeah, facts.
sorry to take up so much air.
Yeah, thank you. We're moving on to Sunday. Glorious, good old Sunday. NFL Sunday.
Miami's respawn has looked really good. They're undefeated in control right
Yep.
now. They played 2 solid teams. Well, they played 1 solid team. They played Vegas and Vancouver. Vancouver's a good control team, though. They, of course, beat the Ultra on Vault. So, excuse me. And Ultra beat Faze. So, they're solid. So, I will say Miami most likely take the control. And, I mean, their S&D's been solid. No, their S&D's been bad. They're 1-2. And their hardpoint, they're 2-1 on. Well, no, but they played Vegas, so they're really 1-1, for being honest. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-1 Ultra.
Alright, all good. I don't even want to comment on this one.
Yeah, minus 5,000 odds for Faze. We're betting the house. I'm betting my left nut on Faze. I'm betting.
Okay, let's not.
Faze. Everything.
Let's not say things like that.
Every time we have a match, I'm doing a full heel turn until we get a win, dude. I'm pissed.
DoorDash.
Yeah, seriously. Let's hope.
Yeah. Anyway, my boys, the battle of the Cyan, the Blues,
I guess so.
Cloud9.
Yeah.
Cloud9 New York versus the crappy ass Ravens.
The
Sorry
battle
for
of
the
the
language there.
Blues.
Sorry for the language there. Let me use my fire for the faith one. There we go. Cloud9 beats the Ravens in 3. The DoorDash. Well, you think I'm being too unfair? You think I'm being unfair?
I mean, the Ravens were just upsetting last week as the thing. Like, it's just hard to go against them because they destroyed the Gorillas. Slasher dropped almost 40 on Vault hardpoint.
Yeah. At the same time, they played Vegas Falcons. So I mean, I'm not gonna take like one match for how good they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I still think that with the online issues, though, and this being a Slasher team, it'll probably be a quote-unquote upset on
3-1.
Sunday. So I'm going to say 3-2 Ravens.
Okay, valid.
And then in our last series, we have Rokkr taking on the LA Thieves. And despite what most people think, I think this goes to a Game 5. I think Rokkr pushed them.
And I already know Hydra's gonna be balling out here. Ballin'.
Do I think Nero, Geo, Paul X, or Estriel could... Yeah, I think they could do something. Those guys they've been going crazy, honestly, this season. So I don't see that stopping. I don't see them just becoming trash all of a sudden. Maybe they do, but I don't see that happening. Seems like they know what they want to do.
Gotta slow down.
No,
But
they're
yeah,
definitely not.
3-2 Thieves, and I think that's all week 2. Lock it
Yeah, it is.
in.
Look.
In.
All right.
Yeah,
That wraps it up for me.
and me.
So yeah, guys, that'll just about wrap it up for us. We will see you next week. I'll be bringing you guys a recap of what happened during this week, just like I did with last week with the highlights and stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, catch you guys on the next one. Hope you have a great morning, noon, or night wherever you may be on this beautiful planet. And once again, this is Chris from Fake Sports News or Axis Rotation, and I am signing off. Peace.
All right. Make sure you use code Dimsii on all Drink Poggers products. Love their energy drinks, their sleeping drinks. That's really it. Hope I'll see you legends next week, and Dimsii out. Let's go C9, baby. Woo! Let's hope we go 2-2.